I'm live and I'm so glad to see you. This is the second time today that I've chosen to do YouTube video, and it's because I think I have something important to say. And we're not talking about relationships right now, although I'll include those. Love's always a fun topic, isn't it? Falling in love, falling out of love, falling in love again. We all like to do that. We'd like to stay in love forever. Some of us do. Some of us, many of us don't. And it's not our fault. Remember, it's not your fault if you don't stay in the marriage because we don't know what the other person is like, or if they have mental illness, or if they're on the prowl for other men, or if they want someone with more money. So we're going to talk about everything, aren't we? As I usually do. Now you got to understand that I'm pretty spontaneous. Do you see any notes? No notes. Oh gosh. Seeing the outlines. So I'm going to be talking uh, from my experience, actually. And I've got 74 years of experience. Now, listen, don't write to me and say I only look like 64 because I ain't. I'll be 75 on January 13th. So write January 13th down to send me a card. I don't need any money. Don't send me any money. Oh, brother. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants more money. How you like this new uh, Giddy up here? I wanted to cover up the beige one, and I got this from Big Lots today. Matches my hat. Three things you need to do in life. This is after you get rid of the required schooling. We're talking about. I hear now you have to go to preschool and kindergarten. I didn't have to go to preschool and kindergarten. You know what? I still turn out okay. Can't figure out why. Why is it that the people that have kindergarten, preschool, and kindergarten, how come they're not turning out okay? If you got the answer, run for president. You know, I'm thinking about running for president, and this is off the subject right now. I thought about writing to Vistaprint and having about 10,000 cards made to hand out to vote for me for president. And it will be the party, a new party, Equal Opportunity Party. Everybody's got a chance to be who they want to be. We may even have the choice of paying taxes or not paying taxes. We're going to be equal opportunity. I don't care if what color a person is. I don't care what color hat they're wearing. It's going to be equal opportunity. Now, my name is Jim Wortham. And if you vote for me, it's going to be under the Party of Equal Opportunity Party. I haven't ordered the cards yet, but I'm thinking too. But if you think this is a good idea, even if I only set them around in my own hometown, you let me know. We might start something big. We may have them delay the presidential election just so that I can get on board and get more of my cards out and where they can interview me. Because, man, I'm a good person to interview. I'll tell them how to fix this country. And it's not going to be you're going to fix this country by reading off what someone wrote. There's somebody that's at the White House that's reading off that inflation's going down. I pay twice as much for water today, twice as much for bottles of water to drink. Would you call that inflation going down? I'm not talking about food. I went Kroger's a day or two. I probably mentioned it ago, a day or two ago, and only bought half what I needed because it, the other things I had on the list were so high, I didn't want to pay the price for it for them for what I had listed. Vote for me. Tell me if I should run. Equal Opportunity Party. Everybody's treated equally. Let's go ahead with my agenda. Gosh, that's the first time I've used that since I graduated from college. Agenda. The agenda is you need three things to succeed. You're asking yourself, succeed in work, succeed in romance, succeed with your health. What the heck you mean you just need three trips to the buffet to get your food, and you're going to have all the food you need the rest of your life? You know what a buffet is, don't you? There's a lot of buffets here in my town, more than we need. You eat all you want. You eat all you want. I'm saying you go 3 times in your life. And if you go 3 times and get the right things, you're going to succeed. It's what you pick. You don't want to just go there and eat ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, and think that's gonna do you the rest of the time until you come back to the buffet. And when you come back to the buffet, you might get 3 things that aren't very strengthening, but mashed potatoes with gravy, chicken wings, cornbread. And then you come back a third time, you decide to have that dessert again. This time they have cherry cobbler. You get some ice cream with it. Then you go back for a second dose of that. And that's your third chance. You've gone to the buffet 3 times. You've chosen what you wanted. And they're going to cut you off because the company goes bankrupt. That's what you're dealing with in life. There's going to be opportunities. Now, let's zero this down to one thing: work opportunities. I've had a lot of experience on work opportunities. I've been told I couldn't go to college. I've been told I couldn't be a psychologist. I've been told I couldn't do private practice. That's for starters. I had a major university tell me that no university in the United States would accept me to work on a master's or doctorate in psychology, that I better start looking in Mexico or the Philippines or some other country that may have lower standards. How would you like to hear that when you're starting off thinking you want to be a psychologist or a mental health professional or a marriage and family therapist or a pastoral counselor or whatever you want to be? How would you like to hear that? Well, I believed it. I don't know if I would call that one of the three chances I had or not. It sure wasn't a chance because I believed it for about 10 years. The first chance was when I went to college. If we're talking about work, my college career, and as I shared in the last video, I didn't do too well. I nearly failed out. Got transferred to another Kentucky University, State University, and from there was told by a major university, you ain't gonna go any further. You're lucky that you even graduated. Can you imagine how that feels? You're lucky that they even passed you. Why are you here at this university wanting to get a master's or a doctorate in psychology? That would mean that you'd be a psychologist and be talking to people and trying to help them. You're not capable of that. I'm not capable of giving advice to people. So we're not going to let you in. We're not going to let you come into our university. And not only that, don't bother to call another university ever, because they won't take you because of your grades. Now, my grades weren't too bad and they weren't too good. They're about a C plus to B minus average from my bachelor's of arts degree in psychology from Western Kentucky University. But he set me straight for 10 years. Don't even try. Okay. That was my first opportunity there. First opportunity was I did graduate. Second opportunity really was 10 years later when I decided, after getting drunk and laying on the floor and getting fired from my last job. I shouldn't share this. Someone said, what do you want to do with your life? I, I actually had gotten so low, I called the Fuller Brush Company to sell their products. And there was another company similar to that I called to sell their products, and I bought the sample kit. Not a single person would let me in to show the products. So I kept the products. And so person says to me, two women, uh, that I was at their apartment, and they said I was lying on the floor, ups, they said, well, what did you want to do? I said, I wanted to go in the mental health field. I want to be a psychologist. They said, why don't you call another university? I said, they told me I'd never get into another one. And we decided we'd call. My mother had gone to Spalding University in Louisville and gotten a bachelor's degree later in life. And I'm saying much later in life. And I knew they had a psychology department. And I called them up the next Monday. This was over the weekend. And I told them what the situation was, that I'd like to apply for the clinical psychology program. They said, sure, I'll make you an appointment. And when they looked at my grades, they said, we can certainly admit you under probation because your graduate record exam scores are just a tiny bit too low. You need another point. If it was a point higher on your GRE or graduate record exam, we'd let you in without probation, but we can't do that because if you read our catalog, it says if you apply for the Masters of Clinical Psychology, you have to have a certain grade point average, and you missed it by 1 point. Okay. But we'll let you in on probation. You just go ahead and get started. And I took the GRE exam again, and I missed it. I didn't get that 1 point. At that point, the head of the psychology department, and bless his daggone heart, he got in trouble for conduct with underage women. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that. But he wasn't going to be there much longer. Just forget I said that, okay? Just erase that. So I miss it the second when I took it. So they said, "Well, my gosh, I wish I knew how to edit that out." But anyhow, he said, "You need to take it over again." Well, first of all, he said you can't come back. I said, "But you don't understand. All the courses I just took, the first time here, I made A's in. Now you're saying because I missed it by a point or two, the GRE, that I'm not going to be able to take another course?" Well, I said, you don't know this about me. I got another master's degree from the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, which is, I didn't tell him this, a much higher on the list of prestigious colleges than Spalding University. They just didn't require any scores on your GRE, so I already had one. I already had a GRE from there. So this was going on 3 GRE exams. And he says, okay, here's what you do. We're going to let you take a couple courses, but you have to write a check out right now to take that exam again, which probably costs $300 or $400. And you have to fill out the exam application, make photocopies, both the check and the application, and you can show it to us. And then we're going to let you take courses. Well, I made A's that semester too. Guess what? I didn't get those extra 2 points I needed. Okay, we have a new director. Because of what I told you before. he played around too much. So anyhow, I go ahead and I take it, but I did it I structured it. I said, okay, the GRE has so many parts, including math and anything else you can imagine, English, comprehension, all this, just like any of the school graduate exams to go to college. This is to graduate school. I timed myself and I read every book on tricks of the trade, tricks and shortcuts on how to pass the math and everything else. And I passed it. Absolutely. That was a real relief until I got ready to graduate. And when I got ready to graduate, what happened here was that I barely missed one question that was on a comprehensive exam that was going to cover the whole master's program. Missed it by 1 point. Guess when I got to take the exam again? You guessed it, 1 year, not 6 months. At this college, you only took that comprehensive exam one time a year. Oh my God, I made it. Then at that point, I had to take the psychology exam 3 times. Then I'm talking about to become a psychologist, not anything to do with Spalding University. This is the Kentucky Psychology Board. Take it 3 times. The last time I was so scared, I waited 2 years to take it the third time. And I passed it. And I share this for one major reason. This was another one of those opportunities that I wouldn't let go of. I wouldn't let go of this opportunity. The first opportunity was I actually got into college and graduated. The second opportunity was I kept on going till I got the master's degree and kept taking the psychology exam till I passed it the third time I took it. Two opportunities to succeed in life. That's where we're going with this, by the way. I'm not just rambling for sake of rambling. I'm saying first opportunity was they kept letting me in colleges till I got my first degree, Bachelor's of Art in Clinical Psychology. The second opportunity, well, no, I had more than that. I, it was a bachelor's degree in psychology, sociology, and secondary education. I could teach anywhere in the nation, only in those 2 areas, psychology and sociology. Okay, so that was an opportunity. Second opportunity now was I finished the master's degree, and I'm going to include in that master's degree that not only did I finish that, but I, after 3 attempts, became a psychologist. Now I had one more chance to succeed in life. Because everything I had done up to that point, I hated. I'm not even going to tell you what I did. I hated it so much. Well, I already told you I tried to sell products door to door. Fuller Brush Company, Avon. Yeah, yeah. I signed up to sell Avon. Try that one. See how much money you make on Avon. not Avon, but Amway. See how well you do with Amway when they tell you you're going to be a millionaire. I've been better off going with Avon. I do use their cologne. Okay, so now we're looking for the third chance. Have three chances of success. If I don't make it by the third time, chances are really going to get low. I ain't going to do anything that I want to do. I'll be a complete, what I consider, failure. Let me spell that. Failure. Failure. I don't know if I spelled it right. I was going to be a failure if I didn't do the third thing right. And this is where, after I finished my master's degree, they told me nobody would come to see me for counseling. Why should they? What are they going to do? Look up, just open up. I remember this. John James, Dr. John James. Are you listening, John James? I think you were the one that told me this. What are they going to do? Open up the yellow pages on their psychologists and say, here's Jim Wortham. He only has a master's degree. He didn't even have a PhD degree. But he's licensed. Why should I go to him when I can go to a guy with a PhD degree? I thanked him. I thanked him for his advice and wished him well and moved to Madison, Indiana. In Madison, Indiana, I was still on Opportunity 3. Not only was I a psychologist, but I kept on till I became a licensed marriage and family therapist, a licensed clinical social worker, a licensed clinical addiction counselor, and a licensed school psychologist. The reason I couldn't remember that's because it's been so daggone many years since I've been in a school and had to test people, special education people. Wow. 3 opportunities. I didn't give up. I tore my teeth into each one of the opportunities when they told me no. I kept my teeth in those opportunities. And for 35 plus years, I've worked independently in the mental health field, helping people get off drugs, helping marriages stay together, helping people with stress, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar. And you know what? I'm just saying this. I never got a bad review. No one ever said I didn't do them any good, except one lady. I said this in the other day. One lady said, Jim didn't do any good. I'm still using drugs. And the new counselor said, uh, did you do anything that Jim said to do? No. She said no. And that counselor said, well, you're not going to do anything I say either then, because he's been at it for a long time. Okay, so I share that just because I had to, because I mentioned it on another YouTube channel. One person said one thing about me that wasn't good. Well, now let's go to other things that might be useful. I've already talked about in an earlier YouTube. Stay away from meeting people on the internet. Let's put it this way: if you can't see their eyes and their face and their smile, if you can't smell them, oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? But if you can't even smell them, not that you're expecting a lot of perfume or anything, you just don't want them to smell bad. You don't want me to smell bad, do you? Okay. Never thought about that, had you? Okay. If you can't make it in person, face to face, how in the world are you going to make it across the country? Not to mention across to India or the Philippines. And what are they going to smell like? Let's get down to it. What are they going to smell like in another country if you married them? Our water is fresher than their water, probably. I'm just saying that. We got good soap over here. Do they have good soap over there? What's their hygiene like over there in another country or in another part of America? So you need to see them face to face. You got to smell them face to face. Now that sounds really, 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 really judgmental. And if there was ever a person that wasn't judgmental, it would be me. But I'm telling you, this is a lifelong situation when you enter into a relationship, especially if it's marriage. Isn't it? Not to talk about the values or religious beliefs. We're not even talking about the religious beliefs. That's for a whole different seminar we'll put on one day. We're just talking about the average, what you would expect if you were to start dating someone, what you would want. I can't say it any better than I already said it, but I can say this. I've enjoyed talking to you all tonight. I don't know if there's a single daggone person that watched this. I get very few thumbs up. I think I got 5 thumbs up. I think I have 6 people that have subscribed. I think I know why. I think it's because I'm spontaneous and I'm probably drifting off um, the subject area off and on. Some people would call it not being focused. I call it, I've got additional information to give you that I hadn't thought of. And that I think that this information may be helpful, but only you can tell me if it was. And I've gotten a little bit of feedback. I'd love to get more. I'd love to hear from you. I tell myself every night, this is the last, this is the last video I'm going to do. I don't know how to do the movies yet, where I can download them and put them on the movie area. That's the only reason I'm on video live. And I'm looking right now. No one's responded on the video live, so no one's listening. But if you do leave a message, you can leave it on the bottom side, where most people leave regular comments if it was a regular video. And I will certainly read them, and I'll certainly respond. You may have to give me a day or two because I'm slower than I used to be. Slower than I used to be. Have you enjoyed this? We've gone 35 minutes and 44 seconds. Daggone it. I thought we've gone an hour, didn't you? It's been fun. That's the only reason I'm doing this. That's the only reason I've done two tonight, because it's been fun. So, hope you have a good evening. And we're going to meet tomorrow. Hopefully